in the around of the border of the Punjab and also the somehow 35 kilometers away from the border of the India, and it is at the north side of it is on the northern part of the rolling hills. Next, please. So see the contemporary sites. Here is the Bambor, and this one is the Kahun. This one is the Brahmanabad. This one is the Seven Fort. This one is the Aror, and this one is the Vijnote. These all are the contemporary sites. The material which I have found from the Vijnote, this is somehow same as these sites, Bambor and as well as the Brahmanabad. This is the location of the Vijnote, and here we can see the continuity of the cities from Bambor towards the Kahun to Dado, and Brahmanabad, Darkot, Sania district, Seven Fort, Arod, Road Hills, and the Vijnote. Covers the major plains of the two mighty rivers, Indus and the Hakra. The plains of the Hakra and the Indus lies in this district. Next, please. The findings. Different artifacts I have found from the site Vijnote, which includes the precious and semi-precious stone beads, and the ceramics includes the pottery, figurines, metals, copper coins, which includes the shell bangles. These, the discovery of the shell bangles fragments may also have the crucial importance because it has been believed that the shell bangles industry was in our Indus Valley civilization. So therefore, the site can be of that part of the Indus Valley civilization. Next, please. The human and animal figures depicts that the sites belongs to the pre-Islamic period. As being archaeologists, we have some symbols that indicate that the site, what kind of the artifacts are of what period. So the human figures, on their basis, I have concluded that the site is pre-Islamic and up towards the Buddhist, Hindu-Buddhist period. Because there are some indications which leads that in next slide I will show you the photographs of these artifacts, from which we can conclude that the site is very rich and they have archaeological, historical and cultural importance in the region. So unfortunately, the Punjab, Rabiar Khan was explored by the Mughal, and the Sakkar and Nawab Shah was explored and excavated by the team of the Department of Archaeology, Shah University, Khyber, but the district Ghorki is neglected. Somehow, Dr. Qasim visited the district, but yet he has not published the report. What kind of the sites he has identified there are found there. And Shakir Shah also visited with the direction of the Directorate Antiquities Culture Department, Government of Sindh, but he has not yet published his report, what he has seen and how artifacts. But there are, I have more than 10 animal figurines and 6 human figurines and more than 20 or 26 shell bangles. Next, please. See, these are the beads. These are the terracotta beads, and these are the precious stone beads. And this is the lingam, Shiv lingam, 4 by 4 centimeter. And this is the molded pottery, potsherd, which indicates that the period are the contemporary of the site with the known sites, just like it's the Bambor and the Mansura. Next, please. This is the scattered material which I have collected from the site. So this is not included in the paper, but this is the scattered material which I have found. Here you can see the beads. These are the beads and the next, please. Yes. Now, for the present condition, unfortunately, this is. I think this was happening in our province, But as I have listened in the last presentation in the first session, that this is the same thing is overall in the Pakistan, that the sites are not preserved by the, from the government side. We, the people of archaeologists, being archaeologists, we have somehow the love with the sites, but the government is neglecting the sites. The thing which is happening in our province, I may think that they might not be over here. That is, the government is constructing continuously the buildings on the archaeological sites. Government itself is constructing. The major site, Nakhandudaro, it has been constructed by the government. The government authority has allowed the people that you may go there and have industry over there. They have called their site area is sector industrial area. Same has happened with this site. I have wrote many letters to the Antiquities Culture Department Directorate as well as the Secretary and the Minister, but they have just responded while with the piece of a paper, they wrote the letters to the Assistant Commissioners and the Mukhtiar. They are not Tehsildars, they are not responding well. So what happened in this with this site? Unfortunately, the huge portion of the site is being disappeared on the existent. The local land workers have digged out the site with heavy excavating machines for taking out the soil for the agricultural purpose. Now come towards the very interesting point, that is recently the Works and Services Department has planned to construct a road from the Redti Beruta, that is a link road. These are the names of Redti city and the Beruta is a village. Link road to the village Rafiq Mangrio. The road is crossing the site, there is a lane nearby the site, but the state department is worked on the site. So I'll show you the pictures. But the excavators have destroyed the site. The road is in the middle of the site. It started from the west to the east. Most of the northern part of the site damaged, which is totally violation of the Antiquity Act. Next, please. Now you can see the dubbing of the bird, over here. This is not the natural mound. The people have dug the soil for the agricultural purpose. They have dumped the soil over here. This is the dump mud, This is not the natural mound. Okay, next please. So see, this is the road. The government is constructing the road. Now it is, I cannot say that the site is not reported, site is not, in the Antiquity Act or it is not in the list of the government. It is listed, reported site, but they have done this with the site. This is the road which government is constructing in the middle of the site. And this, you can see the excavators which they have used, and you can see the scattered mud bricks of the site. Now this is the lane which they have, the local people have used for the cultivation. These are the bricks. Next please. So in conclusion, the district Khorki is the most northern eastern district of the Sindh, situated between the Hakra and the Indus system. It is the major portion is included in the Indus floodplain, which is also a potential zone for the archaeological remains. But unfortunately, it is still waiting for the archaeological attention. The Mughals explorations in Punjab region down to the Khorki have resulted in the appearance of the hundreds of the archaeological sites shaped complete the picture of the cultural development. Similarly, the explorations of the lower between the Sakhat and the Nawabshah district by the team of the Archaeology Department of Shah University have brought the fruitful result, but the archaeological remains in Khorki are still not surveyed or not studied except a few sites, which includes the Mumar Chimari and the Vijnote, which was first reported by the Henry Curzon. There is no any kind of the other, you can say the literature review, which the archaeologists, but the historians have wrote some articles in the newspapers that are on the basis of the myth. So I don't believe on those, but they are, a source that that show that existence of our site. but they are not based on the researched data. So, however, and on the other hand, the desert area of the Ghoti also bring the additional source for the human and animal occupation, because the desert area is between the Hakra and the Indus. So there might be the other sites of different periods. Additional sources for the human and animal occupation after the rain showers in the monsoon. Further, in the ancient times, these regions have had provided the potential source of exploitation. It is evidently confirmed through the several discovered sites in the adjacent areas of the Ghoti that the area was occupied by the people from the Hakra towards the Indus, from Indus towards the historic period. So the present study was focused on only the Vijnote, its antiquity and the present condition. As you have shown its present condition, it is, what should I say, it is on its last stage that I will try my level best to protect it. I have wrote a few articles in the newspapers. From their articles, they have approached me. Even though I have written more than 6 letters to the Antiquity Department, but they have responded right now. But just as a piece of paper, nothing has happened. The excavators are still working. The heavy machinery is working. They are still constructing the road on the side. But as far as the antiquity is concerned, this site is very potential, which may lead towards the, the other archaeological sites, and the exploration and excavations must be done on that site. Okay, next please. So here, the variety of the cultural material collected is leading us to think about the pre-Islamic origin of the city. It means the city was not, you can say, developed in the period of nearby the Muslim, but it is before the Muslim period. The precious and sedimentation stones such as the coral, yani Barjam, I have shown you the small beads of the Barjam in scattered material. The lapis, anattic, the Columbian beads, terracotta beads, shell bangles, molded potsherds, and some animal and human figurines also suggest that the settlement had existed before the advent of the herbs in the scene and continued till the later historic period. So, next please, the time is too short. The recommendations, first of all, authorities should stop the construction of the road on the site. It is my first and foremost recommendation. The site is under the big threat for disappearance. Therefore, the concerned authorities should come forward to conserve the site. However, the local lane mafia has already brought out the ruins of the city with the heavy machines for the agriculture and the antiquities. Smugglers and treasure hunters destroy the site. As I got the record from the revenue department, the site is on 122 acres. Right now, it is about to the 25 acres. So, thank you. If you have any other questions, you may have. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum everyone. Good afternoon. I hope you are not sleepy after the lunch, but let's start with my presentation. Okay, I'll introduce myself first. Please loading the presentation. I'm Sania Siraj from the Department of Art and Design, Shahid Tourism University. And I'm a PhD scholar at the Department of Archaeology, University of Peshawar. I'm a master trainer for the 21st century pedagogy skills, and we won't go deeper. Let's start with the presentation. So I speak about the role of semiotics in tourism. It may be religious tourism, cultural tourism, or ecotourism. So we all talked about signs and symbols. Each and every presentation has something about speaking about signs and symbols of the ancient past. We are all involved one way or another. We are involved in meaning-making practices. So semiotics is an effective way of meaning-making practices that I would like to discuss here, and I would like to push upon the point that every one of you should consider this as a model for your research work. So, here are a few concepts that I would like to discuss with you, and you can build upon that later, and we can have discussions on that if anybody is interested. So, the first concept given to us about semiotics was by Shar, Ferdinand de Saussure. He was a Swiss linguist. He was of the view, his book was not published in his life, it was published posthumously. And the concept that he gave us was signifier and signifier. For instance, a very little example that I can give you of it is smoke as an indication of fire. So we can build upon that concept, and we can make meanings of different practices. Then another scholar, Carl Gustav Jung, he was Swiss as well. He gave us a deeper meaning. The deeper meaning in a sense that he believed that everyone existing on the earth has been part of a collective unconscious. So when we consider collective unconscious, we somehow erase the boundaries of religion, we erase the boundaries created by maps, we erase the boundaries that are created by human practices, and we we dig into a deeper meaning of collective unconscious and archetypes of symbols. We can speak about the archetypes in detail further. And then we have another important concept in this by Charles Sanders Peirce. His concept was basically built upon the concept of signifier and signified, but what he did was he added another thing to it. He added human perspective to the signifier and the signification. So if we add the human perspective, we add item, symbol, and index. So there is direct representation, there is symbolic representation, and there is human interpretation based on the indexicality of the symbol or the concept that is given to us. Then we speak about Roland Barthes and Umberto Eco. These are two important concepts. One worked on the semiotics of archaeology, as in the building itself, as in the symbols involved, as in all the parts of architecture. And then we had Roland Barthes. His concept is rather a huge concept. He was a post-structuralist. So post-structuralism is basically about anything can mean anything. So if we consider Roland Barthes as a proponent of semiotics, we expand the view of semiotics or the signs or the symbols or the items that we are considering in any work. So the semiotics can be used as an analytical tool for sensitizing anybody who is stepping into any visual culture. We all grew up in different visual cultures. So everybody who is from Bibi over here, and I speak of the Kali Baranda. So it brings a lot of memories to us, right? That cannot be the same for anybody from any other province. That is basically considering stepping into a visual culture. When we step into a certain visual culture, may it be religious, may it be cultural heritage, may it be ecotourism, we have to have sensitivity of that specific visual culture. So when we design to invite tourists to our region, we should design with symbols that can go beyond language. Because everybody is not aware of our specific visual cultures, not everybody is aware of our specific languages, indigenous practices, indigenous festivities, the sensitivities of those festivities, and then the data that they collect from any festival or any area or any heritage site. The sensitivity should be conveyed to anybody stepping into that specific visual culture. So abstraction of ideas. When we talk about science, we talk about abstraction of ideas. Abstraction in a sense that we create a certain symbol As you can see a few symbols over here, these icons are visible on our mobile phones. These are visible in any airport that we travel to. These are quite, they have become a universal language. So what I am trying to propose is that taking this as an analytical tool, we can create a universal knowledge for anyone or any tourist traveling across any country to step into that visual culture and respect that visual culture. So there is an example of the indexicality model by Peirce, that is tourism as a sign, then the destination and the potential tourist. So when we talk about signifier and signified, and then we add the human perspective to it, the human perspective is the potential tourist that we are trying to attract to any tourist destination, that is to be respected and to be enjoyed, and for the country to enjoy from its revenue generation. So this is a rather complex model for any student who want to study it deeper. I have 3 models developed myself about quasi-sign, legisign, and sin-sign, which is a far deeper concept for right now we cannot discuss and we cannot go deeper into that. But when I was listening to Professor Dr. Madam Dar, I forgot your name right now. So, Madam, when I was listening to your presentation and you were speaking about the graves, and then I saw the symbols on the graves, the semiotic model can be a very useful analytical tool for studying those symbols and then creating the meanings to those symbols, and then further promoting anything. When we talk about archaeology or any tourist site, we attract people towards it, right? So we have to have the right knowledge to speak about it. And if we don't dig deeper into the meaning, and if we consider as a sign only and don't look at the indexicality of the sign, we cannot interpret it properly, and then we cannot promote it properly. So using semiotics as an analytical tool can further improve the research that we have already done, and that's brilliant, no doubt. So these are the references, and I would love to answer any questions if you have any. No? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sania's team. I request Ms. Aisha, Bibi, please come on podium for your presentation on the Swat Valley, a key destination for religious tourism, past and present.
Assalamualaikum everyone. Today my topic is the Swat Valley, a key destination for religious tourism, its past and present. So first of all, I would like to give a brief introduction of the Swat Valley. The Swat Valley, as you know, it is located in the northern region of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and it is renowned for breathtaking natural beauty and rich cultural heritage. Often referred to as the Switzerland of the East and the paradise on earth, Swat stands as a prominent tourist destination due to its snow-peaked mountains, mighty river, lush green landscapes, and serene environment. Every year, the valley attracts a great number of both domestic and international tourists. Among the diverse attractions, religious tourism stands out as a key component, drawing visitors from around the world to its sacred sites. So the foundation of religious tourism in the Swat Valley goes back to ancient times, when the concept of tourism was scarcely recognized. At that time, the region was known as Odiana and served as a flourishing center of Buddhism. During the early centuries of the Christian era, prominent Buddhist pilgrims such as Fashian, Songyun, Xuanzang, and Aiching from China undertook perilous journeys to ancient India and documented their journeys in their travelogues. Despite the formidable challenges of travel in those times, these ardent pilgrims traveled to Swat to pay homage to its numerous Buddhist monasteries, stupas, and shrines. Their travelogues, rich with descriptions and insights, provide invaluable historical records that shed light on Swat's spiritual and cultural landscape during the zenith of Buddhism. Next, please. In this presentation, an attempt has been made to, number one, to explore the travel experiences of those devout Chinese Buddhist monks who traveled to Odeon, the major Buddhist sites they visited, and how subsequent scholarship has identified and contextualized these sites. Number second, to examine the surviving Buddhist sacred sites in the valley and their role in attracting pilgrims from around the globe. Number third, to discuss the measures implemented by the government to enhance religious tourism in the valley and assess the outcomes of these initiatives. Finally, I would like to give some recommendations to improve religious tourism in the valley, aiming to draw an increasing number of international tourists to the sacred sites of the Swat region. So, in the past, many Chinese Buddhist monks who traveled to ancient India, this is their record, and this was made by a Chinese historian. He draw these information from the Indian archives, and he has given these numbers that how many succeeded in reaching to India and visited the site, how many they died en route to India. So you can see the figures over here. My focus will be on the most celebrated Chinese monks. Those are Fashian, Songyun, and Xuanzang, whose works are most preserved and they are most celebrated from others because of their works preserved. So, despite the large number of Chinese monks who embarked on their pilgrimage to ancient India, only the accounts of the following monks have survived. And I would talk about the first three monks. We have their books. Fashian book is published in 1886. Actually, this is the translation of his book, A Record of Buddhistic Kingdoms, being an account by the Chinese monk Fashian, who travels in India and Ceylon. Xuanzang's book, his translation was made by Samuel B. Siyuki, which means Buddhist records of the Western world. Aisha book is about, it was also translated in 1896. Original work was published in 1896, and his book name is A Record of the Buddhist Religion as Practiced in India and the Malay Archipelago. So first of all, I would like to talk about Fashian. He was so the primary goal of his travel or his pilgrimage to India was, as he has described it in the opening of his work, A Record of Buddhistic Kingdoms, was to acquire texts of monastic rules known as Vinaya, which were critically needed in China at that time. He was among the first and possibly the most senior Chinese monk to make a pilgrimage to India. Of the few monks who journeyed before him, very little information remains of their travels. In 399 CE, at the age of over 60 years, he began his journey from the ancient Chinese capital of Chang'an, now Xi'an, in Shanxi province, crossing the Taklamakan Desert from east to west, climbing the mountains, and descending through the present Gilgit region, aiming for Udyana and Gandhara. So he visited Udyana, from Udyana he went to Gandhara, and from Gandhara he proceeded towards proper India. From there he went to Tamralipti, which is in the Bay of Bengal, and from there he journeyed to Sri Lanka and embarked on a dangerous sea voyage back to China. This is the map of Fashian's travel to ancient India. You can see here the white dotted lines. They show his journey from China to India, and the black dotted lines, this is his travel back to home or back to China. This was actually a sea voyage through ship. So this is his book, and it is the first eyewitness account of the Buddhist practices and pilgrimage sites in Central and South Asia, written in Chinese. Here it is a statue of Fashian, which is erected in Qingdao. The second picture is the original or the version printed in the Ming Dynasty time of Fashian's travel record or his travel. So when he came to Swat Valley, what were his remarks? What he observed over here? he has mentioned the Swat Valley with the name of Wuchang. So later scholarship, as my teachers are sitting here and they know that they said that this might be Udyan or Wuchang or Udyan, so we can say that he has mentioned, and from the description over here, so this is definitely Wuchang means Udyan or Udyana, and Udyana, which is the Swat Valley. He says the language, food and clothes of the people are similar to Central India, that is Middle Kingdom, and at that time it was known as Madhya Desha. Buddhism is very much flourishing over here. He says that at the time of Ashan's travel, Buddhism was very much flourishing. Furthermore, he says that the place where the monks stay for a period or permanently, it is called as Sangaram. And he has also mentioned 500 Sangarams. So Hinayana Buddhism was practiced at that time. He has also quoted a tradition that whenever a stranger monk or bhikshu comes to this area, he is entertained for 3 days in the monasteries. After that, they are asked to seek a shelter for themselves. So, according to Fashian, Buddha visited the Swat Valley, it was miraculously, and left his foot impression on a rock. Fashian also mentioned about another rock on which the Buddha dried his clothes, the place where he converted Nag Aplar, a water-dwelling Nag, the guardian deity of the Subhavastu river or the Swat river, the place where Shivi Jataka occurred. So here you can see that those Buddha Pada or the Buddha footprints which Fashan has mentioned, these were later on discovered from the region of Tirat and now on display at the Swat Museum. The story of Nag Aplar, which is a favorite topic in the Buddhist art of Gandhara, this panel is from Shar Museum, and here you can see that Buddha is standing in the middle, and the Nag Aplar and his family, they are subjugating to Buddha. They are seeking his forgiveness for bringing flood in the river Swat. Here you can see Vajrapani who is trying to stop the flood. So another most celebrated pilgrim after Fashan was Songyun, he was also a Chinese Buddhist monk who, under the recognition of Buddhist Empress Dowager, who is also known as Tapiwe of the Northern Red Dynasty, he embarked on a pilgrimage to northwestern India to procure Buddhist scriptures. He was accompanied by his fellow monks known as Huishing, Pali, and Shingzhu Poze. They began their journey on foot from the dynasty's capital, Loyang, in 518 CE. After years of arduous travel and dedicated search, they returned in the winter of 522 CE, bringing back about 170 significant texts of the great Vehicle, that is Mahayana sect of the Buddhism. So the book or travel record, Shingji, it was written by Huishing, the fellow monk, and Jiaji, written by the Songyun. These are considered as reference materials to Buddhist scriptures by later generations. Next, please. So, what were the remarks of Songyun at the time of the visit of the Swat Valley? He has also used the name of Wuchang or Udyana for this region. He says that the territory is comprised of several thousand li. Here I would like to mention that 1 li is equal to 500 meters, and it was an ancient measurement or unit for measuring distance. So he says that this place is well populated and fertile land with variety of productions. This is the place where Pilo or Vishantara gave his child as alms, and Bodhisattva gave his body to the hungry tigress. These were Jataka stories, and he mentioned that these Jatak stories were also prevalent at that time when he visited the Swat Valley. The king of this country is vegetarian and strict follower of the Buddha's law. He also mentioned the government affairs of the country and different codes of law, etc. He described the captivating sound of the bells each evening, symbolizing that everyone was adhering to the teachings of Buddha. Different types of flowers were abundant during winter and summer, and both the clergy and laity gathered those flowers to offer to Buddha. He has also mentioned an incident, or you can say that, when he met the king, or when the king learned that Songyun and his companions were sent by the empress of the Wei dynasty, he treated them with great respect, behaved courteously, and inquired about their country and the religious figures. So you can see that
I think there are many more research recently done about Shuansan route in Gandhar, and you skipped it, maybe you don't know that.
Sir,
About Kashmir Smith, you know that?
yes,
sir?
sir, I know, sir. Sir, a lot of sites which I skipped because I didn't want to make it lengthy.
No, but it's very important because now, thanks to history, Kashmir Smith, now you know which route you took. Because previously, the route we have drawn from Purushapura to Hunt side, we were going in the wrong direction. So thanks to this discovery of Kashmir Smith, now we know which track we actually took from Purushapura. So it's better to add to your knowledge.
Thank you so much.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Salatu wassalam ala Sayyidil Mursalin. Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. My respected teachers and elders, Professor Dr. Rahman Sahab, Dr. Sayyid Rahman Dar Sahab, my colleagues, Dr. Aisha, Dr. Nasim Sahab, they are the veterans of archaeology, and they are the legends of archaeology. They were the first generation, especially with concerned with the university education. So they were the founders of academic archaeology in the university, and that was University of Peshawar. And Dr. Rahman Dar Sahab, when we visited him for the first time in 1979, when we were, Dr. Sasa would remember, as previous students in the guidance of Professor Rahman, that was a regular phenomenon. As far as the present presentations are concerned, when we were students and Professor, at the end she asked, "You are still awake?" Then I said to her, "No, madam, we are still alive." So, good presentations. Number one was this is exploring the site of Vijnote. It's Vijnote. And its present condition and antiquity. And this was presented by Mr. Javed Ahmed from Khyber University. So, good presentation. And you see that whether it's Hakra, Tarphak, or any, so all these Rhind civilizations were situated on the tributaries or distributaries of the Indus Valley, which is the main stream in the Indus Valley. But unfortunately, because of the environmental changes and deforestation, which is very much evident in the antiquities of Indus Valley civilization, Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, because if you look at the huge number of burnt bricks, where did they burn these bricks? They deforested the whole area. And this deforestation was continued till the coming of the Aryans, because they also started continued deforestation. They called themselves Pakhtunkhwa. That is, they claimed the site for agriculture, and that deforestation went on. And still further, when power came, they handed restaurants around the Shar Valley and other places, and the whole area of the Peshawar Valley was green and well watered. So still that deforestation was continued, and it is continued till the present day. So we are the one to preserve our environment if you want to preserve the civilization. Pursuit of knowledge, you are taking it formally or informally from your teachers, okay? Whether they are architects, whether professors, such as this morning, Dr. Sania was talking to you, he was giving you experiences. So that was a food for thought for you all. So this thing is very much essential, and this is one of the four elements that knowledge must be followed, it be inherited to the young generation. And the other one is, she was referring to religious tourism. Religion is another element, or if you don't like to call it religion, then you say moral traditions. There must be something cultural moral traditions to keep the society together. And the other is the government organization. There must be a government or certain organization to keep the entire community together. And the other one is economy, and economy comes from agricultural land, it is from the industry, it is from various sources, from minerals and all sorts of things. So that I was referring to, the massive deforestation caused what the water logging and salinity problem and the ruining of agriculture. And you see that all these deserts are now, they are exploring and they are finding cultural remains of various periods. Yes, Khyber University, yes, they are also working very hard, exploring and excavating sites in Sindh area, in Sindh province. This exploration is the continuity, the Javed Ahmed's exploration is continuity of that thing that they are doing, pursuing in Sindh. So you saw different antiquity that he showed. If that is from the secured context, okay, then okay, he is right that okay, one period is preceding the other one, the Islamic period is preceded by pre-Islamic period, and he showed you all the antiquity, whether they are bangles or whether they are terracotta figurines or other things. So, and he said that these belong to the pre-Islamic period, and he said that whether they are Hindu period or Buddhist period antiquity. As he was referring especially to the genital part of the sheep, which is, you know all very well about that, being the students of archaeology. So he said that they are continuing this thing and they are making their effort, approaching to the government for funds and preserving those sites. But without money, okay, without money, the mayor, you can make the mayor go with money. So how to collect the money? The collect money is because they are building roads, they are doing construction as he referred to. So there must be in Antiquity Act one thing included, that 1% of that construction should be allocated to archaeological exploration. If they explore that area and they clear, and they give license to the contractor to construct that thing, and so I think that contact archaeology is in other developed countries that is there, so we should include that. And the other thing is that it must be binding on the contractor to get license from the archaeology department. The other presentation was the role of semiotics in tourism by Ms. Sania Siraj. Okay, very good. If you involve modern gadgets and tools, projecting your cultural heritage or environmental heritage, natural heritage, symbiotic heritage, so we should try that, because we should advance ourselves in projecting ourselves so and attract the tourists from outside. I think, but we should be very realistic. We should be very realistic. If we are showing something and when they come and they see those things on the ground, so it will be damaging our across. So I think we should imply all those things, and what graphics or regions you want to include in that thing, you should do it carefully. And good thing. The last presentation was of Miss Aisha, Bibi, and she was talking about the Swat Valley, a key destination for religious tourism, past and present. I think this religious tourism, if you say the Chinese pilgrims and other Buddhist pilgrims, they are coming for that, so it's okay. But there are number of other tourists that they are not coming for this thing, but they are coming for the tangible heritage, and this is the human heritage, cultural heritage, global heritage. So they are coming for that. And they are also coming for the environmental or symbiotic or biodiversity tourism. All these things are there because tourism department is there, so they should take care of all these things. You look at the Swat Valley and any pocket of this province or Pakistan, so we have this potential. We have this potential. We have biodiversity parks, there are birds, there are animals, variety of birds and animals there. We have environmental, there are many geological and geographical places of attraction, so we have to concentrate on that. And we have, this cultural heritage of different societies, different cultures, such as taking start from the Neolithic period, the prehistoric period, protohistoric period, and then coming to the second urbanization in the Ashok, and in the third one, in the Kushans, and probably the Hindu, Buddhist, and then the Muslim period civilization. So we have rich cultural heritage, and we should concentrate upon that. And thank you very much for reminding us the itineraries of the Chinese pilgrims. Some of them we have forgotten, and you reminded us. But as the seems he reminded you, you should include new literature or the fresh researches that scholars have done, such as settlement Gaji Saseb has done, he has done, Dr. Saab, everybody has done. So we have to take that into our mind and proceed. So very good presentations, mashallah, and we should improve it. And this is to pass on to you. If you see any shortcomings in us, in that you don't repeat those shortcomings, you improve yourself. And if you see that something is good, you take those ideas and you take it further, inshallah. So God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. It's time to award shields among presenters.
सामने देखिएगा प्लीज. Okay.
I request Mr. Javed and Shar to please receive your shield.
Okay.
I request Ms. Aisha Bibi to please receive your shield.
Okay.
I request the Royal Chancellor University Professor Dr. Muhammad Walid. Thank you very much.